turned out that I was actually pretty good at math and physics. My high school, it was a prep school, so it was kind of popular to be booky, but it wasn't popular to be technical. But it turns out that that was what I was good for, and Mayland, especially the math teachers, and physics, David Pittman, Paula Savage especially, really led me to something that I was real good at and real fulfilled in. So now I kind of want to be a math or physics teacher at some point. When I attended, this was right when we had made it in the top 10. I was excited to be part of that. And once you get here, especially in the technical programs, you realize that we've got some of the best people you could have. My Calculus 3 class was 2 people and a teacher. You can't beat that. There's no way to replace that one-on-one interaction with a class of 100. So coming here and getting a good foundation in science and math, I think is more beneficial than if I had done 2 years undergraduate at Harvard.
When I realized I wanted to go back to school, I started researching community colleges and saw that Mayland had a really high success rate. As a single mother, I felt like community college to start off with would be the best route for me. I am in the transfer program currently. I'm hoping to transfer sooner rather than later to Appalachian State University. My end goal is to do clinical social work. I love it here. The instructors have been so kind to me, especially as an older student. I've enjoyed it very much. Everyone has been very nice to me. I get along well with my peers. I wasn't sure what it would be like coming back to school so long after having graduated high school. Mayland has been a way for me to, speaking from a single mother aspect, I had a career, and then after my divorce, that career was no longer lucrative as a single mother, and I found very quickly that I was burning through my savings, and I realized, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I had to really all of a sudden just very quickly think to myself, I've got to come up with a plan, and I've got to come up with a plan quickly to find a way to provide for myself, for my children. So community college was a pathway that really spoke very loudly to me, that this is a way that I can come up with a new career, and that a community college, Mayland, is going to help me pave the way for a new life for me and for my children.
I landscape for a living, and I hurt my back while I was landscaping, and it put me out of work for quite some time, and I realized that I wanted to do more with my life and that I couldn't landscape forever, so I decided to come back to school. And I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but I called Mayland and got in touch with Doug Dewar in the counseling center and kind of explained to him my situation and what I was looking to achieve and some of my goals, and he linked me up with Misty Silver and the Human Services program, which seems to be a really good fit. I had a rocky childhood, and I was an at-risk adolescent and teen. Been in trouble with the law, been, lots of different schools, lots of different programs and stuff like that, and I realized that I wouldn't even be here if it weren't for people in this field. So I think I chose it to kind of give back.
Well, it's like this. You don't know where you're going to find genius, but getting a scholarship is going to let you see if you can find it. A lot of us, whether it's our parental situation or, where we started, we weren't exposed to a lot of the things. My father's a carpenter, never even opened the hood of his car. And, if it wasn't for places like Mayland, I would have never gotten inside of a circuit board or thought about being technical or mechanical.
Scholarships have been tremendous in helping me. To be able to go to school full-time means that I'm finishing quicker. So to have scholarships helps me financially in that I travel an hour to come to Mayland. There were community colleges and other colleges that were closer to home for me, but Mayland seemed to fit what I needed better. So I choose to drive an hour one way to come to Mayland. So having scholarships helps to offset the price of gas for me. It helps me purchase groceries with 3 children. So having scholarships not only helps me pay for school, but it helps me to offset cost of life in general. So it's a tremendous help for me.
I never would have thought that I would be awarded scholarships in my life. Like, even people who are close to me, I mean, people didn't even think I would go to college in my life, but it just goes to show you, you never can tell. I work for SOAR here at Mayland, and it's a great job. I love my job. I'm a lab technician. It doesn't really pay a lot of money though, so those scholarships really helps like supplement my income, because it's really hard on my wife to keep both of us up while I go to school.
Ensuring that someone gets an education is securing everyone's future, not just your own. And to me personally, I mean, it means everything.
I could not say thank you enough. Not only thank you for me, but thank you for my children. Because scholarships not only benefit me, but they benefit my children. And scholarships, not only do they impact the student, but they impact the community, because by benefiting the student, they reach so much further than the student, because they reach into the community by helping that student to obtain their goals.
I got a letter saying that I had been awarded 2 scholarships. And of course I cried and laughed, and you know, like, I mean, it was a pretty big chunk of money to be awarded, you know. And so I brought the letter back to school and went into Martha Huskin's office and to see if she had the right guy, you know. And I told her that I'd been awarded 2 scholarships, and she was like, actually, you've been awarded 3 scholarships. I haven't sent your letter yet. And so I cried again. And it meant so much to me that, you know, my hard work was paying off. I mean, almost immediately. I've been here for 4 semesters, and then all of a sudden this, you know, these scholarships paved the way, really. Like, I almost dropped out last semester. It was a really hard semester, emotionally for me, and financially. I almost couldn't do it. So I almost quit and went back to work full time just to pay the bills. And I would have, you know, put a hold on or even squashed all my dreams by doing that. So these scholarships really saved my education.